do we get this up? I think who is here for the refugee from the Civil and Human Rights? So whoever wants to come up, we're going to do the proclamation. Oh yeah, more than one, more the merrier. Come on up, gather round. So we have quite a group here today.
We were actually thinking we wanted a bigger.
So anyway, thanks for being here. So the proclamation we have tonight is, whereas the city of Des Moines recognizes the United Nations General Assembly's adoption of the resolution designating June 20th as World Refugee Day, which is celebrated internationally to elevate the understanding of forced migration and to honor and raise awareness of refugees. And whereas refugees are people who have fled their countries to escape conflict, violence, or persecution, and have sought safety in another country. And whereas 771 refugees were settled in Polk County in 2023, primarily from Afghanistan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Eritrea, Burma, Syria, and South Sudan. And whereas the city of Des Moines proudly recognizes the work of resettlement agencies, ethnic community-based and faith-based organizations, nonprofits, educational institutions, and civil organizations dedicated to equipping refugees with the skills, resources, and support they need to achieve economic and social self-sufficiency and live fulfilling lives. And whereas the city of Des Moines is a compassionate community that celebrates the growing diversity of its residents and acknowledges that refugees, immigrants, and all newcomers strengthen the economy and the cultural richness of our community. And whereas refugee communities near and far, along with supporters and friends, will observe World Refugee Day on June 22nd, 2024 at Franklin Junior High in Des Moines, with cultural celebrations open to the entire community. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Connie Bozen, on behalf of the City Council and the citizens of Des Moines, do hereby proclaim June 20th, 2024 as World Refugee Day, and I encourage all residents to celebrate our diverse heritage and culture and continue our efforts to create a world that is more just, equitable, and prosperous for all. So thank you for being here. If anybody would like to say a few words, if anybody knows, yeah, we'll let you go.
So I am originally from Iowa. My name is Leslie Olson, and I work for the U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants. I'm originally from Iowa, but I've traveled all around the world, and I'm so blessed to be able to work with such an incredible group of people. This is not a charitable effort that we make. Every single one of the people that we bring in and support gives back tenfold in our community. And I think that we've got such a great example of some of those people here in front of us now. Many of them are also working for the same organizations that supported them in the first place. So thank you so much for being a bastion of safety, security that supports human rights in Iowa. Thank you.
We'll get a picture here.
We have a quorum.
The next item is number 2. It's approving the agenda as presented and/or as amended. And tonight, number 5 is updated with the application list. 31 has been withdrawn by the Finance Department. 57 has been withdrawn by the Engineering Department, and 58 has been updated, and that's our speaker list. So is there a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. The next item is approving the consent agenda. These are items 3 through 46, and these are routine items and will be enacted by one roll call vote without separation discussion unless pursuant to council rules, council requests, and an item be removed to be considered separately. We will allow the public to speak to a consent item for 3 minutes each for a total of 15 minutes. I believe we have one speaker on the consent items, Carol Maher. If you want to come up and state your name or ward, name, address, or ward.
Thank you.
It went off.
Oh, yeah, that happens. Okay. Mayor Bozen and Des Moines City Council members, my name is Carol Maher, and I live in Ward 3 downtown. Congratulations to the city and the developers of the To Ruin for this project. One of the partners in this project owns the Equitable building where I currently live. I look forward to watching all the construction activity out my 16th floor window across the street, plus the vitality and economic impact that 221 new units will bring downtown. Fantastic. I'm also pleased that the developers are committing to supporting electric vehicles with the installation of one EV charger. I urge them to think long-term and install the electrical infrastructure now so that you can add more chargers later. While the agreement mentions bike wash and repair station, I'm presuming that they will also provide bike parking. As a year-round bicyclist, bike racks are vital. But please note, these are appropriately spaced and installed bike racks. So are these. These are not bike racks. They are pipes that don't support bike parking. And as an e-bike owner, installing electrical outlets so we can charge our bikes, which will far outnumber electric vehicles, is a must. Please be supportive of your bike tenants. It appears that no commercial space will be available on the ground level, but will contain amenities for residents. I'm sure that these are, I'm not sure what these are, but it's critical as a downtown building owner to contribute to the vitality of the area by activating ground floor space. I hope that you'll remove the existing frosted glass and won't install blackout shades, but rather show off the space, making it more inviting for pedestrians. Thank you for supporting the huge need of workforce housing in the city with 22 affordable units. I urge you to consider a variety of cutoffs versus simply 80% AMI, so more of our hardworking neighbors can afford to live in your beautiful building. Finally, while construction is scheduled to begin at the end of the year, there is something you can do right now to improve your streetscape. Please take down the snow fence around all of the tree pits on Locust and 6th. Throw a little mulch in there and you'll instantly demonstrate your commitment to the beauty and vitality of the downtown neighborhood. Just like what is done next door at One Ruin. Thank you and welcome home.
Thank you, Carol.
Move approval.
And on this, Councilman Voss is voting no on item 5. So is there a motion to?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Please vote. Did I vote?
Mandelbaum.
Oh,
Josh.
7 yes.
Motion carries. The next item is beginning of our hearings. Item 47, on vacation of a portion of Southeast 23rd Street right-of-way adjoining 2200 Maury Street and conveyance to Kemen Holdings LC for $45,600. 6-17-24. A is first consideration of ordinance above. Germane comments from the general public, 2 minutes per person to speak, 10 minutes maximum. Is there anyone wishing to speak?
I see none, Your Honor. I'll move 42, 42A, and pursuant to Rule
47.
42A. Oh, 47, I'm sorry. I scribbled on it. 47, and pursuant to Rule 42A, I'll waive the second and third reading.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. Next item is 48 on proposed 15th Amendment to the Urban Renewal Plan for the Southeast Agribusiness Urban Renewal Area, Council Communication Number 24-277. Again, germane comments from the general public, 2 minutes per person. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this? Please state your name and address or ward.
Hi, sorry, I'm a frequent flyer. Mayor Bozen and Des Moines City Council members, my name is Carol Maher, and I live in Ward 3 downtown. When this plan was presented at the Plan and Zoning Commission meeting, which I attended, the presenter was asked which types of industrial projects would go in the new area. He responded that he didn't know right then, but would come up with a list later. This is concerning as this land is currently agricultural with low-density housing adjacent. I'm sure that those folks that built their homes weren't anticipating an industrial park in the cornfields. I urge the council to support a no-go list of industrial types that will not be solicited and approved for this site, including data centers. They are a huge energy suck, use copious amounts of water from our precious aquifers, and while they provide a boatload of jobs during construction, in the end, there's just a handful of people running these outsized buildings. Amazon-type warehouses. This is like living next to a truck stop with trucks idling and coming and going 24/7. The harmful impacts to residents from the truck emissions alone cannot be overstated. But what about the jobs? Sure, $15 an hour is much higher than the comically low Iowa minimum wage. But that is still only $30,000 a year and comes with repetitive motion injuries to the carpal tunnel, shoulders, and knees, and any other industries that would cause adverse impact to our environment and its residents. Please don't sell us out. Remember the goals of ADAPT DSM climate plan. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak? If not,
I see none, Your Honor. I'll move 48.
there's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. Item 49 on the proposed 19th Amendment to the Urban Renewal Plan for the Central Place Industrial Park Redevelopment Program, Urban Renewal Area, Council Communication Number 24-275. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. Next item is item 50 on the proposed 34th Amendment to the Urban Renewal Plan for the Metro Center Urban Renewal Area, Council Communication Number 24-273. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this?
Seeing none, I'll move item 50.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
Seven yes.
Motion carries. Item 51, on items regarding the proposed Southeast Industrial Urban Renewal Plan and Area, Council Communication Number 24-272. Each one of these will be voted on separately. So the first one is A, on the proposed amendment to Plan DSM, creating our tomorrow comprehensive plan to revise the future land use, classification of property within the proposed Southeast Industrial Urban Renewal Plan from development reserve within a neighborhood node, low-density residential, high-density residential, neighborhood mixed use, and public, semi-public to industrial and industrial within a neighborhood node. So 51A. Is anyone wishing to speak to that? If not,
I'll move 51A, B, and C. Oh,
we can only do one at a time.
51A? You're welcome.
Is there a second on that?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded on 51A.
7 yes.
Motion carries. On B, it's on the proposed Southeast Industrial Urban Renewal Plan for the Southeast Industrial Urban Renewal Area. Is there a motion to approve B?
I'll move 51B.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. The next item is 51C, Resolution Necessity for the Southeast Industrial Urban Renewal Area.
I'll move 51C.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. The next item is 52, on Grays Lake Marina parking lot repairs, resolution approving plans, specifications, form of contract documents, engineer's estimate, receive and file bids, and designating the lowest responsible bidder as Absolute Concrete Construction, Inc., doing business as Absolute Group, Craig Kriegel, CEO, $214,300.35. Council Communication Number 24-262. A is the approval of contract and bond. General public may comment only to the plans, specifications, form of documents, engineer's estimate, or low bidder designation, and those will be the only comments to be considered germane. Anyone wishing to speak to this? Seeing no one?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. Item 53, on Tawana Drive, reconstruction from west of 48th Street to east of 50th Street. Resolution approving plans, specifications, form of contract documents, engineer's estimate, receive and file bids, and designating the lowest responsible bidder as Synergy Contracting LLC. Jesse Rognes, President, $113,139. Council Communication Number 24-261. A is the approval of contract and bond. Anyone wishing to speak to this?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. Item 54, on Urbandale Avenue resurfacing from 34th Street to Beaver Avenue. Resolution approving plans, specifications, form of contract documents, engineer's estimate, receive and file bids, and designating the lowest responsible bidder as OMG Midwest, Inc., doing business as Des Moines Asphalt and Paving. Kevin Bragg, President, $226,262.65. Council Communication Number 24-263. A is the approval of contract and bond. Anyone? It's needed.
And it's needed dramatically. And I shared this like a year ago when I wasn't on the council. I do think we have to make sure those places where we've designated a bike trail on our city streets are swept up, and that we inspect those a little bit more often. Those can be dangerous with gravel and problems on there. So I'm glad this is happening.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
7 yes.
Motion carries. That's the end of our hearings. It's 5:14. The next item is 55, amending Chapter 114 of the Municipal Code relating to illegally parked vehicles. Anyone wishing to speak? Well, I guess we don't speak on that. So is there any discussion with, if not, entertain a motion?
I'll move 55. And pursuant to Rule 42A, I'll waive the second and third reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
And I just wanted to add, for transparency, the purpose of this is to facilitate the airport being able to enforce their parking regulations. So I know we occasionally get questions on
Why?
parking matters and why, so wanted to make sure the public understood that this to facilitate airport parking.
Thank you for clarifying.
7 yes.
Motion carries. Next item is 56, which is amending Chapter 114 of the Municipal Code regarding parking modifications north side of Locust Street between 4th Street and 5th Avenue. Council Communication Number 24-268.
And I will move item 56 and pursuant to Rule 42A, waive the second and third reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Please vote.
7 yes.
Motion passes. Number 57. Oh, it was withdrawn. Sorry, yeah. I didn't get a cross off my list. Okay, we'll move to our public speaking. We provide speakers under the public speaking portion the opportunity to address the council for up to 3 minutes, each for up to 20 speakers for a total of 1 hour. Speakers will be called forward individually, and we ask everyone to please state their name, address, or ward prior to providing comments. Please keep your comments germane and avoid references to personalities or character attacks, as those types of comments do not contribute to the purpose for which this public forum exists. As a reminder to the council and the public, this public speaking time is not a time for the council to engage in discussion. It is our obligation to discuss only matters posted on the public agenda. Matters requiring attention will receive appropriate staff or council follow-up at a time after the meeting. And thank you for your support of Des Moines, and we appreciate your input. The first speaker is Tazita Barfoot.
Thank you. Tacita Barfoot, Ward 2, and I'm a member of the Party for Socialism and Liberation. I regularly travel by bicycle, bus, and by personal automobile. Let me tell you about my commute, ladies and gentlemen. To get to my nearest bus stop, I have to cross 2 high-injury corridors. Each of them is 4 lanes wide. Only one of them has a crosswalking signal. If I'm walking to my bus stop, I have to give myself 15 minutes to get there on time. I can make it in 8, but only if I run the entire way, and only if I look out and the traffic is clear for me to cross the street. If I miss my bus, I have to wait 20 minutes for the next one. Unless it's a weekend, then I have to wait an hour. At the bus stop, there's no bench or shelter if it's still dark, which it is every morning in the winter when I go to work. I have to turn the flashlight on in my phone. Otherwise, the bus driver might not stop because they do not see me. This morning, I opened the DART app and found every bus on my route was canceled until about 9 o'clock this morning. Reluctantly, I drove my car to work to have any chance of getting there at a reasonable time. I had to slow down to 25 miles an hour to get onto I-35. I did take the bus from work to get here to this meeting, and I left my car at work. The closest bus stop with regular service is a 20-minute walk from my job. When I first moved to Des Moines, I had a terrible time trying to navigate by bus or foot in downtown because the street signs are made to be seen by drivers, not pedestrians. If you are on the wrong side of a corner of a one-way street, you cannot tell from the sidewalk what street you're on. We heard last meeting at public comment that our crosswalk signals are not fully accessible to the blind. We have kiosks for paying for parking, but not for buying bus passes. You can get your parking vouchered at businesses, but you can't get a bus pass. It's clear from the state of our infrastructure and your funding priorities that travelers who are not driving are treated at best as an afterthought and at worst as a burden. The truth is that drivers cost the city just as much and likely more than other street users. In damage to the street, in space for lanes and parking, in noise and air pollution, in traffic congestion, and in injuries and death. To meet your vague and anemic goals for reducing the city's carbon emissions, and eliminating traffic casualties, you need to get butts and bus seats. And to do that, you have to spend the money
Thank
to
you.
make public transit a reliable and attractive option for everyone, not just those who have no other option.
Elizabeth, please. If you want to hand it, you want to receive and file.
Motion to receive and file.
Is there a second? It's been, Votes Voigt? All in favor? Aye.
And then where do I put the document so it can be seen?
Should be able to set it where in that side, that square area,
Oh, okay, great.
On the
on the table, sorry.
binder.
Oh, okay, sorry. Thank you. There we go. Okay. My name is Elizabeth Lease, and I work in Ward 4. I'm coming to respectfully request that City Council call for a ceasefire resolution in Gaza and the West Bank. This document came from the Iowa Democratic Party State Convention, and this was voted on and passed. So this is now a resolution, sorry. So this is now a resolution calling for ceasefire, humanitarian aid, and the release of all captives in Israel and Palestine. I'd just like to read it because I believe that if the Iowa Democratic Party can do this, that Des Moines is capable of doing it as well. Number one, whereas over 1,400 Israelis and over 37,700 Palestinians have been killed since October 7th, 2023, and number two, whereas an estimated 1.1 million people in Gaza are currently facing famine, levels of food insecurity, and over 60% of housing units in Gaza are destroyed, and number three, whereas an estimated 120 Israeli hostages are held by Hamas and more than 9,100 Palestinian captives are held without due process under Israeli martial law. Number four, whereas the United States provides significant military support to the state of Israel, including over $30 billion in military aid in the last 5 years and over 80% of the weapons used by the Israeli military. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Iowa Democratic Party State Convention that the Iowa Democratic Party, number one, calls for an immediate and permanent and bilateral ceasefire in Israel and Palestine, and number two, calls for delivery of immediate, unconditional, and sufficient humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza, and number three, calls for the safe and immediate return of all hostages and captives in Israel and Palestine. And number four, calls for a halt to the sale or transfer of arms to Israel that may be used in contravention of international law. So myself, I am a board member of the Middle East Peace Education Coalition, and I would very happily look forward to the opportunity to meet with any council member here to discuss the possibility of a ceasefire resolution. I believe if the state of Hawaii and the city of Coralville can do it, that Des Moines can definitely do it too. I think that if we're going to be passing proclamations like World Refugee Day, it only makes sense to call for a ceasefire because in essence, what's happening right now is that Palestinians are being made homeless with the support of our taxpayer dollars, and that's creating more refugees. And currently, the Iowa House is trying to pass a law, H.R. 8629, which would.
Thank you.
Okay.
A.J. Whitfield.
Good evening, Mayor of
And
Des Moines.
state your name and your residence or your ward that you live in.
Okay. My name is Ashley Whitfield, or AJ Whitfield. Do I get my full address or just?
No, you can just say what ward you're in Des Moines. Where do you live?
I live in South Des Moines.
South Des Moines, okay.
Good evening, Mayor of Des Moines, councilors and councilor staff. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to address the council this evening. I'm here tonight I am one of the many people who uses DART. I'm here tonight due to the ongoing issues with DART's funding. I commend the recent donation from the MPO and the amendment to increase bus benches across the city, but I implore reconsideration of budget cuts to the service. The bus line is an integral and important part of any city infrastructure. Times when my car is broken down and I need to get back home, the bus is the best and most inexpensive option. I wouldn't have had the option of taxis due to I wouldn't have had the option of taxis due to using most of the remaining funds I had for car repairs. I've lived in several towns where there was no bus line and limited or no taxi service. One time I needed to get home and I called the taxi over and over, but never got a response, waiting 30 minutes to bring home groceries due to the issues of the available cab. I only got back due to a friend that was available. Many aren't so lucky. Even with the delays at the bus line, I never had to worry that long with the bus. DART was the reason I moved back to Des Moines, this being the most walkable city in Iowa. If I was in a situation like before, and I had a secure way of getting back home. The further funding and care for public transit, the more people will use it and the more profitable it will become. The recent endeavors with this mobile transit company VIA and the increase to the number of buses on the street are good steps forward. Making public transit convenient, accessible, and affordable is important to continue in the coming years. Countries I have visited, like the Netherlands and Japan, have high-speed trains and reliable bus routes on top of using personal cars was an everyday occurrence to the culture. Which brings me to my second request, to further expansion of public transit on a state level. Right now, the bus station sits next to an active railroad. This railroad goes all across of Iowa, traveling through several other populated cities. Here in Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Davenport, etc. If possible, a partnership between DART and Amtrak could help service the state and even the country's public transit. As someone who's lived in a small town and couldn't drive, relying on taxis and buses was my best bet. More often than not, though, those options didn't exist. But the railroads were always close by. If passenger trains were readily available, I would have come down to Des Moines regularly to work. Even people that can drive, they would take the trains to work and work on board as well. Currently, we have several highways and streets that follow the same path as the railroads do. I have family members scattered across the state that can't make the trip to Des Moines as much as they'd like to due to travel costs. With the rise of gas prices worldwide, the trips that were there will be fewer and farther between. If there's an investment and expansion of public transit, more people will come to Des Moines and stimulate the local economy. Train stations themselves are good for economic growth. The countries I brought up had their stations look similar to that of malls or airports. There were stores, vending machines, bathrooms, all within the station. The trains, much like our buses, also have partnerships or sponsors to help fund the system.
Thank you. Next speaker is Mosina Mandel.
Hi, Mohsena Manzil, Ward 1. I'll first finish C's comments. The U.S. House is actively trying to pass H.R. 8629, which would refuse entrance into the USA to an alien that does hold a passport, visa, or documentation issued by the Palestinian authorities, which includes one of her family members. This is a direct connection to Iowa, Des Moines. Aside from all the international war crimes that don't have anything to do with us, there are people in the city, many that are directly affected. This is just a tiny example, tiny in numbers, but huge in meaning. I will now continue my comments from last time. I'm never going to run out of things to say. I went over before the DART, the benefits of public transit, went over how it's going to be a lot more expensive to retroactively fix this than whatever this is happening right now. And encourage you guys, let's see, to be the part of the future investing in public transit. Please stop embarrassing us. We're the capital of Iowa. At least if you're trying to replace DART, which don't do that, fund DART, but replace it with something better and not worse. It is disgusting, not only that you're taking VIA's blood money, but at the expense of the constituents who depend on you to govern in their best interests. Theirs. You can only squeeze people so far, and this applies to everything I've brought up and will continue bringing up. And you've repeatedly crossed the people's red line, as have both the states of Israel and the United States government, all the way from city councils like this one to the federal government, which we visit, well, a number of us visited last month, and I will be visiting, or no, this month, last week, and I will be visiting again next month. There is an Iowa delegation very much against crimes against humanity. The next issue that we've brought up a lot, no option for distance speaking here. I'm able to be here. A lot of people cannot be here in person to have the privilege of participating in their government, even on the, what do you call it, municipal level? Is that what this is? Because there is no distant participation set up for people without transportation, relevant, childcare, sufficient immune systems, or even just the courage to be.
Thank you. That is our last speaker. That's receive and file.
I'll move 58A through E.
Please vote.
7 yes.
The motion carries. I just wanted to do a shout out to all of our public safety, our police, our fire, all the public works. We have like 8,000 people, I think, here just for the speech and debate for the high school, along with parents. There's a rodeo that's got another thousands of people. And the last 2 weeks have been so busy in this city with activities and road closures and openings and taking down and putting up. So I just want to thank staff for all the work they've been doing. We have received some very nice emails from people saying they think our city is beautiful, even though we do have orange around a couple of them. We'll be working on that, but I do want to thank staff for all the work they've been doing to make us a city that people are pleased to be and visit. So thank you. And with that, I will adjourn this meeting.